Okay, so that's how hot it is. My phone holder just fell off the window. What's up guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel, Dual Purpose. If this is your first time here, my name is Latoya and Dual Purpose is home of all things faith, inspiration, gospel music and entrepreneurship. If it's not your first time, thank you for coming back. I really do appreciate your support. And if you haven't already subscribed, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so that you can be notified every time I upload a new video. So in today's video, I just thought it's been quite a while since I've recorded a vlog for this channel and I have a very busy day today, so I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to record a vlog. So I am talking a little bit quieter this morning because my nephew had a sleepover and he's currently still sleeping, so I just thought this would be the perfect opportunity to grab some quiet time, do my devotion before we start making pancakes, because I guarantee pancakes is what he wants for breakfast. So yeah, I'm going to start my day with my devotion and some prayer. And I've been doing a series on this channel called How to Study the Bible. And I will be posting another video about how to study the Bible, about studying the Bible from a point of view of a word study. And this is one of the methods that I love to use. So it's basically just finding a word that you want to study. It could be joy, it could be strength, it could be love, it could be forgiveness, and then finding the scriptures that fit with that word. So one of the things I've also been doing in July is what I call gratitude. And you know, we wake up in the mornings and we may say, thank you Lord for another day, thank you for our families, friends, you know, church, different things like that. But in July, I have been more intentional about finding something specific to thank the Lord for. Comment below and share with us one thing that you are grateful for today. And this morning, my gratitude word, if you like, is Lord, I am grateful for your peace. Now, I don't know what's going on in your world, but currently in the world at large, we are in the midst of a global crisis. Not just the pandemic, you know, there are so many other things that are going on around the world and possibly in our personal lives as well. And one of the things I'm so grateful for is the peace of God, because if it's not for the peace of God, I honestly don't know how I would survive. And that's one of the things that I'm so grateful for, that Jesus left his peace with us. So I'm going to do a word study based on the word peace, and I'll take you along this journey with me. I will just do it as a brief study for the video, and then I'll go more in depth, obviously off screen. So yeah, stay tuned. Now I'm stepping into my purpose. Everything else is worthless. So this is the Bible that I study from. It's the New King James Study Bible, and it's just a really great Bible study tool. So if you're looking for a good Bible study Bible, this is definitely one that I would recommend, because it's one that I use and I absolutely love. So as I said, I'll be doing a word Bible study, and my word that I'll be looking for is peace. So how I do that is to just search through the concordance at the back and find the word peace, which I have found here. So I'm just going to show it just for those of you, I know that some people that watch my channel may be new Christians. So I'm just going to show you what it looks like. So at the back of the Bible, it has lots of different words that you can study. Hopefully you can see that. And I'm just going to find the word peace. And there are lots of scriptures that talk about the word peace. So usually what I would do is to go through them, but I already know that there is a particular verse that I really want to read this morning. And so it is John chapter 16 and verse 33. So I'm just going to quickly flick to Brother John. Here we go. John chapter 16 and verse 33. Okay, so Jesus said, "These things I have spoken to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. And I just love that because it's just a reminder that Jesus has given us his peace. And, this verse starts with, these things I have spoken to you. So I want to know, what things has Jesus spoken? So if I go back to the previous verses, just to understand, what was Jesus saying to his disciples? So I'll go back to verse 26, and Jesus says, in that day you will ask in my name, and I do not say to you that I shall pray the Father for you, for the Father himself loves you, because you have loved me and have believed that I came forth from God. I came forth from the Father and have come into the world. Again, I leave the world and go to the Father. And verse 29 says, his disciples said to him, see, now you're speaking plainly and using no figure of speech. So honestly, sometimes I just laugh reading the Bible because I can imagine the disciples gathered around Jesus and they're like, oh, finally, now you're speaking plainly that we can understand what you're saying. You don't have to use all that figurative language. Just tell us plain. And if you look at the preceding verses, Jesus was using figurative language. So hence their exclamation here. But anyway, verse 30 says, now we are sure that you know all things and have no need that anyone should question you. By this, we believe that you came forth from God. Verse 31, Jesus answered them, do you now believe? Indeed, the hour is coming, yes, has now come, that you will be scattered each to his own and will leave me alone. And yet I am not alone, because the Father is with me. And now we get into our main verse, which is verse 33. These things I have spoken to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. I love that verse, as I said earlier, just because that verse alone gives me peace to know that Jesus has already overcome the world. And if I were to do this as a SOAP Bible study, which I won't go into on this video, but if I were to do a SOAP Bible study using this particular verse, what I would say is obviously the scripture is John chapter 16 and verse 33. As far as observations, so Jesus is the one that's speaking. He's speaking to his disciples. There's also encouragement there. He's telling us to be of good cheer. So we can grasp a couple of different things. If I were to go into this in an in-depth SOAP Bible study, I would also look at the background. I would look at where they were gathered and different things like that, so that I could make sure I fully understand the context of this verse. As far as application, how could I apply this to my life? Well, I could apply this to my life by trusting Jesus, trusting that his word is true, trusting that he came from the Father. In one of the earlier verses, Jesus says, the Father himself loves you. So again, that's another promise. That was verse 27. So that's another promise. So I need to believe that the Father loves me. I need to believe that, even though Jesus is warning us that tribulations will come. And because this is a study Bible, down the bottom, it tells us that the word tribulation means pressure and also affliction. So man, if we look around us now, there is pressure all around. There is affliction, there's distress, there's so many things going on. And the fact that Jesus warned us that tribulation would come, distress would come, but he's telling us to be of good cheer because he has already overcome the world. So how I could apply that to my life is to know that whatever is going on around me, in the world at large, in my community, in my personal life, whatever tribulation I may be facing, whatever tribulation the world may be facing, Jesus has already overcome. So I would apply that to my life by trusting the words of Jesus, trusting that he has already overcome, and in him I can have peace. And then the final part of the SOAP Bible study method is a prayer. So I would turn this into a prayer. I would thank God for his promises. I would thank Jesus for, telling me that tribulations would come, but that he would be with me throughout and give me his peace. And I would turn this into a prayer of thanksgiving, thanking Jesus for his peace and, asking Jesus to continue to give me that peace, his peace that passes all understanding. So that's just a very quick off the top of my head how I would do this as a SOAP Bible study method. As I said, I would actually spend more time sitting down, reading other verses around this, and reading, discovering whether or not, because as we know, or you may not know, let me not assume, but the books of Matthew, Mark, Luke and John usually have some of the same accounts. So I would have a look if this story that I found in John is also reiterated in some of the other books, and I would read their versions and things like that. So as I said, that's something that I will do off camera, but just to give you an idea of how you could use this verse as a SOAP Bible study method. They were just things off the top of my head, how I would do that. But as I said, of course, I would go into a lot more detail. So yeah, I am now going to, just round up my Bible study, finish off what I'm doing. Then I'm going to go and wake up this young man and get my day started. So I just read verse 32 again, and Jesus was saying to his disciples that they will be scattered and that they will leave him alone. Yet he then goes on to promise them his peace and to encourage them to be of good cheer. And I just think that's such a beautiful demonstration of the love of God, that even though he knows that sometimes we won't do the right things, sometimes we will turn away from him, he still loves us, and he still intends that we should have peace and that we should be encouraged. So yeah, I pray that you found encouragement in this segment of the video. And somebody is awake. Good morning. What do you want for breakfast? Pancakes. I told you. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to go and get my day started, and we'll see you in a moment. Making this look like hard work.
Hello.
It is. Okay, should I take over?
Please.
Joining us all the way from beautiful sunny Florida. It has been many years since I've been to Florida, but how is everything over there?
We're good. We are gearing up for a tropical storm, so kind of rainy Florida. But outside of that, we're just like the rest of the world, battling high COVID numbers and getting used to being physically distanced but socially connected.
It's so beautiful and hot in the UK today, and I'm currently at a park with my nephew, and it's just great because I think sometimes we get so caught up in the busyness of life. I've actually enjoyed being on the swings today and just being outside, enjoying the fresh air with him. So I hope whatever you've done, you've had a great day. But it is absolutely roasting out here. I'm not complaining, but yeah, it's a bit too hot to be running around. So I think we're gonna go back inside and come back out later. So this is my nephew trying to find some shade. It is seriously hot out here, so we're just waiting for the AC in the car to cool it down a little bit before we can get inside. So it has been a great day. I've vlogged as much as I can, but as I said, I've got my nephew with me. Have you had a good day?
Yeah.
And he wants to go back to the park. We went earlier, but it was just, yeah, dangerously hot. So we're gonna go back. Hopefully it's cooler now and we can just spend a little bit of time at the park and then grab an ice cream. So thank you for hanging out with us today. I hope you... Okay, so that's how hot it is. My phone holder just fell off the window because, yeah, anyway. So I hope you've enjoyed hanging out with us today, and it's not that funny. Yeah, anyway, hope you've enjoyed hanging out with us today, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye.